Hey y'all, come on in the kitchen. Today we're doing a little chili. It's a little different because this is bison chili. No reason why I chose bison. You know, bison is sometimes a little leaner than ground beef, but you can do ground beef, you can do ground turkey, you can do ground chicken, you can do a combination of meats as long as it's ground. So in this pot I have here stirring up is 4 pounds of ground bison. Now, my grocery store had ground bison, and it was on sale. And I kind of like bison just like I like venison. But if you don't like it, then that's fine. I'm a city girl with country roots. And I say that because I'm from Decatur. I live in Stone Mountain. But my mama was from Alabama. So, red clay, farmland, Alabama. So, what we're gonna do right now is we're just gonna brown this up, and then we're gonna add some traditional chili items. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. My chili may not be your chili. This is just how I like to make my chili. And I don't make it like this all the time. Sometimes I do something different. But right now we're just gonna do what I got a taste for right now. So what you do is you get your ground meat inside the pot, and we're going to just break it up just like this. You cook it. Now listen, if you're a vegetarian or vegan, then don't do the ground beef. You can do tomatoes and beans and corn and all that, black beans. Now we are gonna put like 2 different types of beans in here. And I have canned beans because I wasn't cooking beans. And so I wanted chili though. Really, I wanted something else, but when I looked into the freezer, I said, oh no, I'm not going to the grocery store today. I'm just gonna cook what we have. And so what we had in the freezer was 4 pounds of ground bison. So we are making ground bison. Now ground bison is, like I said, leaner than your traditional ground beef. So what we're going to do is, while we're browning it, we're gonna go ahead and add some vegetables to it. And I say vegetables, meaning onions, and I'm adding bell pepper. Don't go hollering at me about bell pepper. Don't go in chili. This is my Stone Mountain chili, and so this is how I want to eat it because that's how I like it. So I'm gonna take some onion. How much onion? I don't know, because I'm just gonna put it in there till I figure out if I like it. I like onion, and you gotta remember we got 4 pounds. So I had about an onion, half an onion, and a half. Does that make sense? So I guess it's like 3/4 of an onion, because I had an onion, I cut it in half, and I used half of the half, so that's 3/4, right? So this is like 3/4 of an onion. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that on in there so that it can start softening up and start flavoring up my meat. Y'all saw that little piece of onion right here on the thing? Let me get rid of that. Okay, so I'm stirring the pot. If you can see inside the pot, I've already got a little brown in it, so my 3/4 of an onion worked. Now listen, if you don't like onion, then don't put no onion in yours. I like onion, and I like the way onion tastes. I also like some garlic, so I have some garlic paste that I made up. Remember, this is just the garlic cloves chopped up, and then I take some salt, add it to the salt, and then I take my knife and I scrape it like this to make the paste. I chop it a couple of times, and then scrape it all together, and then just take the knife and rub it across the cutting board with your garlic. And the salt acts as an abrasive, and so it makes the paste. Now, remember that we added salt because we're gonna add more salt to this later. Just the onions and the garlic alone has this smelling so good. Now I hope you guys, when you make your chili, that you're making your own chili seasoning, because there's nothing like knowing what you put in your stuff. And if you just read the back of that packet, it's just some chili powder and some cumin and some salt, some pepper, some other little stuff, little dehydrated onions, and it's okay. You can do this yourself and make it just the same. Now, I told you I was adding some bell pepper because I asked my son, I said, should I put some bell pepper in it? He said, yeah, why not? I had yellow bell pepper, so we're going to throw yellow bell pepper in there. If I had green, I would have used that. But whatever you want. If you don't want to add no bell pepper, then don't add no bell pepper. This is my chili for today, and this is what I want in it. So we're going to add what I want in it, and we're going to taste it. It's going to be good. And that's what we're doing right now. So we're stirring this up. This is another one of those quick meals that you can make in a flash because you're trying to get dinner on for your family. Something really simple, really quick. We're gonna add some salt. How much salt? I don't know. We got 4 pounds of bison, and bison has a tendency of being a little gamey. So you want to add some salt to it. We're gonna add a little pepper, black pepper to it. Told y'all my family pepper lovers, so we're gonna add some pepper to it. Now I'm also gonna add a little spice to it too. Later, some more spices to it later, like some heat. You remember my health flakes, so we're definitely gonna add some health flakes to it. So we're gonna keep stirring this up until our vegetables actually come to until they get a little soft. So our garlic and our onions and our bell pepper. So in here we have our 4 pounds of bison. We have our 3/4 of an onion chopped, and we have a whole little small bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, and then you're also going to want to add your garlic paste that you make up. I am also going to add some tomato sauce. Now I'm going to show y'all a little trick because my mama would kill if I didn't get all this out. So just add a little water and ranch it around. Ranch it around. Just swirl it around. We are not going to add it just yet, but we will add it soon. Also, we have some fire roasted tomatoes. I say all the time because there is some flavor inside the brown. I'm going to take this water and add it into here. Swash it around because that's what we used to do back in the day. I don't know. Maybe I'm dating myself, but that's what we used to do back in the day. And I'm going to stir this up some more. It's looking right good. And I'm going to grab my chili powder. Hold on, y'all. Let me grab some chili powder. Now, won't that be funny if I ain't got none? But I do. And I'm also going to grab a little cumin because I like the way it tastes in my chili powder. Did somebody find out why they keep putting these things right here? Because it don't ever, it's not enough. Y'all see that? It's not enough. What is that? No. So I take the top off and I add chili powder. But my mind keeps putting it right on back on there. And then we're going to take and add a little touch of cumin because I like the way that tastes in there. Oh, man, I'm a cumin. We're going to figure something out. But that's okay. Stir this right on up. It's beginning to smell like some chili. And I'm also going to add a touch of tomato paste too. This is, normally I have the tomato paste in a can. But what I also learned is that when I use tomato paste in a can, I don't always get to use up all my tomato paste. So I found by using this tube, I just put it in the refrigerator. And when I want tomato paste, I'm able to get tomato paste. And I still have some left. So we're going to stir this up. Now, tomato paste, I like it because it gives it like something you've been cooking all day. Like it gives you that all day flavor in a little bit of time. So we're going to add that in and get it nice and stirred up. Get it nice and stirred. I know the contrast of them yellow bell peppers is probably throwing you off. They could very well be green. Whatever you want. Now, I'm adding some red kidney beans. These kidney beans have been rinsed and drained and rinsed. And I told you, because I have black beans, I'm gonna throw some black beans in here too. No particular reason, because I just wanted it and I saw them in the pantry. You don't have to put this amount of beans in yours. I like them. Adds fiber. But okay, let's get this stirred up some more. Once we get it to a point, we're gonna taste it because I'm thinking it's gonna need a little bit more chili powder just looking at it, and a little bit touch more cumin just by the smell of it. It also smells like it's gonna need a little bit more garlic powder, but we'll taste it in a second. And see, this cooks up real fast. I got some cornbread going on in the oven. Just so y'all know, we're gonna have a cornbread, or you can have crackers, or you can have whatever it is you like in yours. I know I said I was gonna taste it, but just sometimes the color doesn't look right to me, and so I cook sometimes according to color. You can't be afraid to look at stuff and think, does this look about how I want it to look? Yes or no? And then when you taste it, does it taste about like how I want it to taste? Yes or no? Well, let me add something else. And think about what it is that you want to taste and how you want things to taste. Don't be afraid of seasonings. Just can't be afraid of adding some seasoning. So hold on, let me see if I can see if I have another thing of ground cumin. Bam! Look at that, because I use ground cumin and I like the flavor of it in my chili and stuff. And I also use it because I like to make Mexican food. So I always try to keep chili powder and cumin on hand. See, now it's beginning to smell right good in here. Right good. We're gonna stir it up some more. Remember that reserve that we had? Because we was cleaning out the, look at it. We're gonna add that right on in there. Right on. And I'm gonna add just a little bit more tomato paste. And then I'm sure I'm gonna need some garlic powder. But we're gonna taste it first, because we did put the fresh garlic in. But I'm thinking I'm gonna need some garlic powder too. But we're gonna wait. I'm not gonna just throw that in here just yet. Hold on, y'all. Let me check my cornbread. Oh yeah, that's nice and ready. Let me pull that on out. Look at that. Made some cornbread to go with our chili. In my mama's cast iron skillet. This is my mama's too. So I always find a desire to use what she used. Not that it tastes any better, and it definitely doesn't taste the way she made it, but isn't it amazing how you grow up tasting your parents' food all along, whether it was your mama, your daddy, your grandparent, or whatever, you tasting their food all along, and then you get to a point and you start cooking and you be like, it don't taste like they did it. It's a different set of love when you cooking your own food. So you just got to get in and start cooking, because I promise you, my mama can cook, and bar none, I can't touch what she was able to do. And she can't touch what her mama did. It was funny. I was making some macaroni and cheese one day, and my daughter offended me. She said, "Mommy, G-Mama's macaroni and cheese tastes better than yours." I said it should. She's been cooking a whole lot longer than me. But every time she asked me to make her some macaroni and cheese, I told her, no, go ask your old G-Mama to make you some macaroni and cheese. So that's a running little joke in our house. Let me get a spoon. I'm going to taste this. Because I want to taste it for flavor. And see what else we need. Y'all hear it talking? That chili is talking. I know we haven't added any heat to it, so I'm gonna want to add some heat at some point, because we like pepper, we like spicy stuff in our house. So that is really good. That is really good. I am gonna add the chili, the garlic powder to it, and I am gonna add a touch of Flakes, just a touch. because we like, that's my touch. Because we like spiciness in our house. So, and then when we get to this cornbread and this chili, man, oh man, oh man. This, between that and this chili, man, this cornbread and this chili, I'm gonna top mine off when it's time with some sour cream and some more chopped up onions, because I like the taste of onion, and some cheese. I wish I had some corn chips. How many of y'all eat y'all's chili with some corn chips? I do. I like corn chips with mine. And as a matter of fact, I prefer corn chips over cornbread, but when I'm having chili, but I'm gonna break this, crumble it all up, because this really ain't cornbread. This is that Jiffy mix, because my family, they like sweet stuff. So if I made plain cornbread, they wouldn't eat it. They would just let it sit there for days. And so what do? Put it in the freezer, and I make dressing out of it later on. That's later on. We'll show you how to do that another time. But right now, we've just made a little pot of chili in a little bit of no time. Hold on, let me get another spoon. And we're gonna taste this right on up and see. I think it's great. You see that? That looks good. You can really taste the cumin. Although it's not a lot, you don't need a lot of cumin when you're making chili. Just enough to know that it's there. And the chili powder really comes through. Even though this is bison, it's really hard to tell that it is, because of all the seasonings and the flavors that we added, the peppers, the bell peppers, the tomatoes, the tomato paste, the tomato sauce. It kind of masked the gaminess of the bison. When I first started, you could really smell that it wasn't really ground beef. You smell the bison flavor, the scent of bison, but now it really has masked the flavor. And not that you have to mask the flavor, but I just know people that talk about game and having it taste like game. So, set that to the side. I really am gonna enjoy this. This will probably last my family a couple of days. Probably won't be cooking tomorrow, although my son seems to think they'll probably eat this up today, and I will be cooking tomorrow, but we'll see. Hopefully you are able to use this recipe. Again, and I say recipe, I really mean ingredients, because I don't use a recipe. So inside it was 4 pounds of ground bison. I used 3/4 of an onion. I used a whole small yellow bell pepper. I used a can of fire roasted tomatoes, a can of red kidney beans, a can of black beans, minced garlic paste, salt, pepper, hell flakes. I had chili powder and ground cumin. Mix it all together until you get the flavor that you want. Oh, and I also added some tomato paste. So don't forget that. Gives it that all day simmered kind of flavor. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I thank you so much for coming into my kitchen. I love you all. Big hugs and tight squeeze.